Yeah. You're in the center of a room.
Say good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. This is a very, very, very exciting moment for all of us, probably the perfect guys, but definitely for this gentleman right over here.
Yes, ma'am.
And I just want to, I wanted to verify the numbers because, you know, people write so much and then there's cancellations and everything else and it sometimes can affect your numbers. I remember the first time we had a salesperson by the name of Jamie Wisnat crushed the barrier of 100,000 sales in 1 month, one single month. Nobody thought up until that point that it could be possible for one individual salesperson to sell 100,000 in 1 month. And now it's routinely done. It's done by almost all of you guys on a pretty regular basis. If you've crossed 150 or 200,000 and you land at 96 1 month, you either took a long vacation or you're severely kicking yourself in the butt at the end of the month for falling short of what's already regular and normal for you. Then we had somebody cross 200,000, and then we had somebody cross 250, and then we had somebody cross 300,000. Blake, Mass, and Honest, and a few
Nino.
Right, a few people. And I mean, that's tripling what once upon a time was the impossible barrier. And it's so interesting when you look at this sort of thing. I remember the first time we had over $2 million in sales in one single month. I remember there was a bottle of champagne in Lorraine's office from the first time we had $1 million in sales.
1.7.
Yeah, you know, and if we did less than $2 million now, we'd be taking a loss with our current overhead and what have you. So it's incredible when we cross new barriers and when we break records. And it's just an awesome thing as a business owner, as a friend, as a human being to know that we were able to somehow put information together in a way that people can learn and then run with it and then break records and just, you know, crush things that were once upon a time impossible. And this person broke a record that I've never, I consider myself a pretty gosh darn good at what I do when I was in the field selling. And Clark, this last month, I'm just going to give you this is after cancellations. After cancellations, Clark's total sales, after all cancels, for 1 month, during the month of October, during a very challenging month when you had big industries on strike, suppliers shutting down, mass layoffs in the area because of the big GM, Ford, and Chrysler, or GM, Ford, and you know what I mean, the big three. A lot of uncertainty in the economy, massive interest rates, housing market slowing down, lack of consumer confidence against overwhelming odds, still not only beat the record, he smashed it, and his total sales for the month of October 2023, after all cancellations, and again, this is including this is including same-day cancels. This is including leads that sometimes were in areas that were lower income or rental properties, or areas that are not so desirable, or very, very small jobs, including getting a lead for just a set of stairs or whatever else it may be, or sometimes a rental property. He maintained an average dollar per lead of $3,636 despite all that, and his total sales for the month of October, including all of that, $403,604.85. Way to go! Woo! Way to go! During my first year in business, my goal was to sell 300,000 in the entire first year. You beat what I did in a year in 1 month. Way to go. Well deserved. Well deserved. And in presentation for this, when you open this, the folks at Lucido Fine Jewelers were amazing because they bent over, they went hells and half acre to get this for us. It's very, very hard to get our hands on a Rolex watch these days, as is everywhere, even if you go to Vegas, and I've been to so mmany Rolex stores in the last 6 months to try to get these things. And Lucido was able to pull this off. And we have the Datejust41. So it's an upgrade from our traditional Rolex, and that's our new threshold. Is if you do 300,000 in a month, then for now you can earn a Rolex watch, and this would be the Rolex that we're going to be giving. And it's a much nicer Rolex than the traditional the base model. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful watch. And you definitely deserve this incredible.
Yeah.
Woo!
Congratulations, Clark. 400,000 in 1 month.
Woo!
Pass it around. Everyone put some love on it. Let it back to Clark when it gets back to him. Way to go. Congratulations. And if you can do this with overwhelming odds against you in this time of year and all the different things, we all can do this sort of thing if we apply ourselves. And my point is this. Nothing's impossible. Nothing's impossible. If he can do 400,000, I can't wait to see somebody hit 500,000. You know, I can't wait till the month that we had $10 million in sales in one single month. I can't wait until we have 10,000 five-star reviews. Right now we have over 2,000 five-star reviews online on Google. And it's all because of what you guys do, how you apply yourself, how much effort you put into learning and education. I'm listening to an audiobook right now with my son on his way to school because it's an hour drive to his school. And it's the Dale Carnegie course of how to win friends and influence people. I highly suggest that to everybody in here. The stuff I've learned in the last 2 hours of this audiobook, which I've heard I heard parts of it 20 years ago, but what I was able to put together in my mind would have given me a substantial advantage in sales. And I strongly suggest getting there. Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, along with what I think is one of the best reads of all time is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. The more we feed our brains, and I really like, I mean, when we asked you how you did it, which I'll ask you again, how'd you do it?
Yeah, so I think it was that one video I watched, Andy Elliott, and it was pretty much going
Missy Elliott.
Right. It pretty much goes into like how you technically can get 3 opportunities with one customer. So you get 3 shots to sell that job. So sometimes, you know, like earlier on, if someone gave me the no, you know, I was nervous. I'd be like, okay, it's no problem. Give me a call if you need me, you know. And then after that, it showed you kind of how to circle back around the second time, and the third time, like I said, dangle that worm. Let them know that what you need, price-wise and product-wise, is probably in our showroom. And you'd rather the best company in the state of Michigan do it than anyone else, right? So why don't you just go check, you know? And I think this is a cool side stat, but I had 11 customers come into the showroom after telling me no that end up buying carpet with Miss Dawn.
And we have a beautiful showroom,
Yes.
by the way. Good job. Way to go. Way to go. So persistence. And you said, when I asked you that question the other day, one of the things you said also was you let them off the hook. All right? Because we put our guard down when we let them off the hook. I said, that's great. I'd love to sell you carpet today. I'd love to sell you carpet tomorrow. I'd love to sell you carpet next year. You know, we've been around a long time, and I'm hoping to be around a long time as well. I'm not going anywhere. So please, you know, and you let them off the hook. And when you let them off the hook, it takes the guard down a little bit. When you let the guard down a little bit, it allows you to ask more questions, reestablish that furniture, reaffirm those questions that you asked, and then get into the if I could have, would you have, you know, those sort of things. So everybody put some love on his
Yes, sir.
Rolex. Wear that with pride. You definitely deserve it. Congratulations. Way to
Yeah,
go.
way to go.
Way to go. Very, very proud of you.
I just want to share one thing. On the last day of the month, Clark called me. He's like,
Listen
what
up.
are my numbers? What are my numbers? So we looked at him and I said, you need to sell one more job so you have cushion. And we sat and we talked about the people that he hadn't sold to yet, that he had on the hook. I said, you call every single one, and what happened?
They got one.
Yeah, and that
Rehash
gave
your
him that
deals.
little cushion, so in case there was a cancel. And I'm so proud of him.
How many people in this room crossed the line, crossed the threshold, and then after fell short because of cancellations? Raise your hand if it's happened. I've done it several times. I know it's happened to Ray. I know it's happened to you. I know it's happened to so that's why you want to overkill it. You want to continue to rehash, even if you guys are awesome. You guys are really, really great. Our company could not be here if it wasn't for what you guys do. You know, like I said in the last meeting, every department is extremely, extremely, extremely important. But without the fuel, the car can't move. And you guys make this thing move. And you guys make it all possible for all of us. So I appreciate you all very, very much. Thank you guys. And I'll turn that over to Ray. And
Yeah.
that's it.